City of Angels, City of Flowers and Sunshine, La La Land, Southland, or the Big Orange, the largest city in the U.S. state of California, has many names and even more facets to discover. Situated on the Pacific Ocean and the Los Angeles River, it is the second largest city in the United States after New York City and ahead of Chicago, with almost 4 million inhabitants, and is among the 20 largest metropolitan areas in the world. But it is, of course, primarily its importance for the film and television industry that attracts people from all over the world to the City of Angels every year. In Los Angeles, the transitions between real city, make-believe world and movie set become blurred. Again and again you stop and ask yourself if what you see is real or if a movie scene is being filmed. Often you get the impression that you've been here before, because well-known sites for movies seem so familiar. Tip 1. Disneyland. One of the most visited attractions in California is the Disneyland Resort. It is one of the largest and most popular amusement parks in the world and consists of the two parks, Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Park, as well as 3 hotels and a shopping, dining and entertainment complex known as Downtown Disney. Both parks are divided into different themes. Disneyland Park is divided into a total of 8 so-called countries, each area of which houses several attractions. Disneyland opened on July 17, 1955. It was the starting signal for an almost unprecedented success story. Gradually, more and more parks were added, the existing ones were expanded and renamed several times. Walt Disney himself once said, "Disneyland will never be finished. It will continue to grow as long as there is imagination left in the world." Tip 2. Walk of Fame. It is one of the most famous attractions in the USA and, according to estimates, is visited by around 10 million people every year. A walkway that spans 18 blocks on Hollywood Boulevard from Gower Street on the east to La Brea Avenue on the west. 3 blocks encompass the sidewalk along Vine Street on the northeast and Yucca Street to Sunset Boulevard on the south. Overall, a stretch of about 2.5 kilometers. Since 1978, the Hollywood Walk of Fame has been a cultural monument in Los Angeles. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is home to the Hollywood stars in Los Angeles, which honor prominent people, who were once and often still are, of great importance to the American entertainment industry. They include names from bygone eras, such as the timeless beauty Greta Garbo or Clark Gable, who went down in the film history of the world in his role as Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind. There are names of world-famous musicians such as Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney and singer Christina Aguilera among the tributes and names of numerous actors from the world's most successful films. There are now over 2,500 stars with famous and lesser-known names from the categories of film, television, music, radio and theater that you can admire during a visit to the city. And there is no end in sight. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is a popular destination for travelers from all over the world. Tip 3. Universal Studios. The Universal Studios Hollywood at the Universal City Plaza are a must for every visitor. Firstly, because Los Angeles, Hollywood, and the film industry are simply inseparable. Secondly, because Universal Studios is one of the most popular amusement parks in the United States. And thirdly, because discerning cineasts will have just as much fun here as families who simply want to spend an exciting, unforgettable vacation day together. Universal Studios Hollywood can be called a theme park or an amusement park. In fact, however, they are a mixture of two worlds. To this day, the studios not only continue to shoot movies, but also produce various news programs and TV documentaries every day. At the same time, the park is also a kind of film museum, where visitors are guided through world-famous sets. These include the setups for scenes from E.T. and Jurassic Park, for example. But also the production secrets of Shrek and Spider-Man can be seen up close and in the truest sense of the word. Of course, visitors are not let loose on such a tour on their own. They are put on a comfortable train that takes them through the wonder world of the studios. Tip 4. Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is the most famous small town in the world, thanks in part to its famous residents. The stars and starlets of the film industry and other wealthy Californians live here. Beverly Hills is divided into two areas by a disused railroad line. In the lowlands below the tracks is the area around the so-called Golden Triangle, the most exclusive shopping mile in Los Angeles, whose core is Rodeo Drive. Here boutiques of Gucci, Tiffany and many other names of the international fashion world line up. You should definitely make a detour here if you want to see the lifestyle of the rich with your own eyes. In the northern area of Beverly Hills, you finally find what everyone associates with the city: the chic mansions of the rich and beautiful. In the bookstores or at the kiosk you can buy maps of Beverly Hills, on which the addresses of some famous personalities are noted. Many tourists who have a rental car take the opportunity to look at the expensive and extravagant mansions in Beverly Hills canyons. Unfortunately, this is not appreciated by the residents. It is not uncommon for a patrol car to stop strangers and ask them to stop bothering the residents. You have to know, Beverly Hills has the highest density of police in the whole USA. Tip 5. Santa Monica Pier. The Santa Monica Pier is the landmark of the city of Santa Monica. It extends over the Santa Monica State Beach into the Pacific Ocean. It is also the terminus of the famous Route 66. Since the pier is very close to the Hollywood film studios, many television and movie productions have been filmed there since the 1930s. At the end of the pier you will actually always find many fishermen. On the Pleasure Pier is the Pacific Park Amusement Park, which includes a Ferris wheel, a carousel, an aquarium, junk stores, various stores and bars and restaurants. In the summer, the pier also hosts many festivals, dance events and outdoor movie screenings. The sunset at the piers is especially beautiful because when it slowly gets dark, all the rides on the pier start to glow. In the evening there is a completely different, almost magical atmosphere. Travel All says, thank you very much for watching my video about Los Angeles. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.